Well, I have to say, guys, anger is going to run deep on this one. We've got a bit of an update on The Flash, and there have been some major changes to the movie that I think some fans are going to be really upset about. Well, as many of you know, there's been a ton of changes behind the scenes at DC Films, now DC Studios. And last week we found out what the overall arching plan from James Gunn and Peter Safran looks like for the future of multiple franchises. Now, it's pretty clear to many people this is being set up by The Flash, but it's been rather unclear how this new plan from James Gunn is going to impact The Flash, if at all. And now we've got some reports that seem to indicate it has impacted it a lot, and in a way that might leave some fans a bit upset. And then we're going to talk about where this whole story is coming from, and why, due to some other confirmation, I think it's likely true. Now, we've known for a while about The Flash's general storyline, so if you don't want to know any of it, I would go ahead and click away now because there are some spoilers afoot. Now, The Flash originally ended with Barry Allen returning to his original timeline, but there were some changes. Michael Keaton was now the DC Batman, and Sasha Kelly was Supergirl in a world with no Superman. Now, we heard reports of Keaton having quite an expanded role in the DC universe, including being part of Batgirl, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and maybe even a Batman Beyond movie or a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie, although now it appears all of those projects are pretty much not happening. Now, the report we are getting is not only has Henry Cavill's cameo been scrapped, but basically every other cameo at the end of the movie has also been scrapped. Now, Keaton and Kelly will still appear as a primary part of the storyline, but when Barry returns to his timeline, they are not making any appearances. Now, I find this particularly interesting because, like I said, Keaton was supposed to be part of that Aquaman sequel, and we had heard he had shot scenes for that. Then we found out Ben Affleck had shot scenes for it, and it sounded like quite the mess. Now what we're hearing, and this came out in a report a couple of weeks ago, neither would appear. So that report seems to confirm those Flash alterations. And then it doesn't really appear that James Gunn and the DCU are going to put as many characters to bed as fast as possible. This decision apparently was made by James Gunn and Peter Safran themselves, and quite honestly, with a reboot on the horizon, it makes a ton of sense. It really wouldn't help fans at all to tease them with actors and characters that basically they will never see again on screen. To me, it totally sounds like Gunn and crew are going to try to end this movie on a rather ambiguous note, not giving us any firm details about the future, but leaving many open doors that can be taken advantage of as Gunn writes out the new DCU. Now, we've heard a couple other cameos during the time travel sequence for the film, including Christopher Reeve as Superman and Adam West Batman, along with Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. Now, the story originally comes from a source we don't usually go to, and that's Grace Randolph. She dropped it on Twitter, but then within a couple of hours, it was actually confirmed by Humberto Gonzalez. Now, both are not what I would refer to as A-plus sources, but it seems like multiple individuals within that realm of the entertainment industry reporting arm are all hearing this, and it's very likely it's totally true. Now, Grace did add one little thing and said they're filming a cameo with a character from a long time ago for Barry to kind of show how Barry can really go anywhere he wants on the timeline. What this scene is, we're going to have to wait and see. But if it's a true story, it does indicate to me that a new cameo is more likely aligned with whatever story James Gunn is writing, and it could actually be a seed for the future DCU that they're sneaking in there. It would be pretty awesome to see Barry go 5, 6, 10,000 years into the past, only to run into characters like Dr. Fate or Vandal Savage. We'll have to wait and see, but it does sound pretty interesting.